Like, it's just Saturday morning. We have nothing. Actually, it's not for everyone.
It's Saturday night. We have nothing else to do.
Nothing else to do. So might as well just record a podcast for the 4th time.
That's
but
it.
Anyways, well, shall we start?
So if you're sure you want to do this, let's go.
Let's go. Well, we have a little spotlight thingy happening here, haven't we?
Boom!
We have never used that before. Freaking, oh God.
Oh, it's you.
Wow.
Hello, my friend.
You see, that's automatically, I feel like I'm 10 years younger. I know I don't want to talk about the age again.
You do look 10 years younger.
I feel like.
Like 15. Wow.
15 at least. Although I don't want to be 15, but I mean, I want to look that part.
Maybe so I would want to be 15 again.
Why would you want to be 15? Let's just dive in.
With the knowledge I have now.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yes.
Looking at how I was looking when I was 15, I don't know if I want to be 15. Well, that's so funny. That's perfect to start this podcast because Tina and I hi, Tina. Hi.
Oh, hi.
Like, who
hi,
are
Cindy.
You? Hi, Cindy.
Hi, I'm Tina. Hi.
This is just going to be so chaotic, but that's how we are. So just get used to it.
That's all right.
We met when we were 15, didn't we? So you were 16, maybe?
16. Maybe you were 16 or 17.
I was 15 because it was year 10, no, year 11, wasn't
year 11.
It?
So
year
that's 11. Only 2 years ago, so there you go.
So it's actually pretty new friendship. Very new, in the very early stages.
So many memories.
No, but truth be told, we're both not going to school anymore. Who would have thought? We're actually born millennials who are loving it.
Yes.
And like every other millennial, we thought, let's just do a podcast.
Let's just
dive in. And Tina came
up
with
in the middle of our head.
Oh,
let's just,
God.
Show everyone that we're 30.
Have a side fringe like I do.
That's it.
Like just rocking it since 1992, 91. Yeah. So we came up with the idea to start a podcast. I mean,
why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you? And we have this really great title. Tina, do you want to tell them about our beautiful title?
Yeah. Well, welcome to Talk the Thought.
Talk the Thought, the podcast.
That's what we do pretty much every day when we send each other voicemails. So
it's actually kind of creepy. Like, you need to know, Tina and I send each other 50. I'm not saying 15, which is already would be excessive. It's 50-minute messages. And what are we talking about?
I think we got to the 1 hour. Well, I think we have to tell the people that we're also not. I mean, we're not next door to each other, so.
Although even if we would be next door to each other, you would still send me a message in the 100%. Morning and be like, good morning.
Good morning.
Queen. Rise and shine.
Okay, let's go.
There's a bit of a long distance relationship, isn't it?
Yes.
Between the two of us.
It is now.
Yeah, where are you now, Tina? Tell them.
Well, I'm in beautiful, not so sunny at the moment, Australia. Hello.
Oh, wow.
Victoria it is. Going into summer.
That's exciting.
Yes.
So. Whereas where I am right now, I'm in Berlin. We just hit like the minus 2
hometown.
degrees Celsius mark yesterday, which was bloody cold. Let me tell you, cold.
Snow coming. That's cool.
Snow is coming. I'm pretty sure we will have a white Christmas, which is exciting. Very exciting. But yeah, Tina's in Australia, so yeah, that's probably very confusing for everyone else. What are you doing in Australia? Like, what are you doing?
What am I doing here?
That's a very deep question. That's a very deep question. I'm asking
myself, so that's something that we can try to
We have to dive in different episodes. But yeah, just to give you like a little sum up, Tina and I went to Australia in 2014 on a little backpacking trip, which we thought we would get back from after a year or two max. And then we both end up standing for I only got back in 2019 and Tina is still there. So still living life.
Missed the flight.
Down under. Tina just missed the flight, which is
missed
very
the flight
unfortunate.
And then
COVID
shut the borders. and then the borders were closed. So
and now you're stuck.
yes.
So this podcast is actually a rescue mission to get Tina back to Germany, because that's all we all need.
No, just
all
a
of
nice
you.
way to see each other, I guess.
Yeah, that would
and
be
speak
so
in
nice.
English, so that's exciting. We
Yeah,
don't normally really speak English.
Obviously
with
not,
each other.
but we're used to it, because back in Australia we would always speak English to each other, because obviously not when just the two of us, but yeah, English is just, it comes natural to us, so why not do it?
So what are you doing in Berlin? Beautiful Berlin, hometown Berlin.
Well,
born and
I'm
raised
just
in Berlin.
Living life, I guess. Meeting with friends, seeing my family. I don't want to hit the weak spot now, Tina, but that's just what I'm doing. I'm working as a graphic designer, so that's quite exciting. Being in a small company called Red Hill, doing some marketing, PR stuff, and I'm just providing all the design goods. And yeah, just living my life by myself with my beautiful cat that you might occasionally hear in the background, even though she's sleeping now, so that might not happen.
Beautiful
but her name is Zora. Yes, we might show her at one point. And yeah, I mean, I miss you, Tina, every day. That's why I'm sending you 50-minute voice messages every day telling you what I had for dinner, what I did digest well, what I didn't. So you know it all.
Yes,
so, and I think you like that, don't you? I mean,
of course.
You
that's the highlight of my day.
Or
week,
at least
month.
At least. What are you doing in Australia though? If you're not chasing kangaroos and koala bears, whatever the
which I pretty much do 24/7.
Of course, that's what everyone thinks that you're doing when you're in Australia, like surfing,
I mean, koalas are quite extinct by now. Just wanted to mention that fact, but I think they are getting close to. Anyway,
I know.
Which is sad. What am I doing? So I'm working for a local government.
Wow.
Doing business support, which has been very interesting during COVID, I guess. And yeah, I have started a business. I'm trying to start this business.
I mean, you are making it work very well. Like, considering COVID was the best time to, I think, start a business, or kind of rethink what you want to do, because we all were kind of stuck at home and didn't know what we want to do with life. And you guys, you and your partner, which you probably get back deeper into at a later stage, but you started this very exciting business. So what are you doing?
We started a pasta business. Exciting. So we make pasta, fresh pasta, vegan pasta,
yum.
Pasta sauces. Who doesn't like pasta? Come on, guys. So
who doesn't? Although there are people out there, it's actually a podcast I'm listening to. He hates pasta. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? How can you hate pasta? There's nothing bad about pasta. Lasagna.
Well, the pasta sauces are still good. So,
Yeah.
We make something for everyone. So yeah, that's just good. trying to operate the small business, which is very exciting and exhausting at the same time. And I'm sure you guys are going to be part of the highs and lows. I'll make sure you are.
Yeah, well, there's lots to learn. I mean, you have not started a business before, so it's the first time you're doing that.
No.
But I don't know if you just mentioned it before. I think people need to know that your partner is Italian, so it's traditional Italian pasta.
It is.
You're not
which
copycats.
Is good. He's making the pasta, not me. I'll probably overcook it. So he takes care of the food.
Cooking it German style, which means we're boiling it until it's soft and soggy.
My grandma would boil pasta until there's no
water left. There's no water left.
So
killing it. Yeah, that's very interesting. But I mean, like you said before, probably you will talk lots about in the next year. It's very exciting to see where this is heading.
Definitely.
Just the early stages. We're working on the website now. You're trying to get some businesses involved too.
So yeah, it's perfect to have a friend who's a graphic designer who can just...
I mean, I know.
Do all those things for you. And you can just bother her all the time. Get yourself a friend who is a graphic designer.
Get yourself a friend who's a graphic designer, yes?
Yes.
But I think in general, Tina and I are a very great team. That's why podcast is just the next thing for us. We... in Australia, we wanted to start businesses like every other week. Tina would always be like, that's a great business idea. We should do it. Did we do it at the end? We didn't. But I mean, we tried because it works very well with us. And I think a podcast could be quite nice, but then there's so many memories as well, which we will talk about, but it's just like
so much to talk about.
Thingy. So much to talk about. But yeah, it could be a time capsule thing because now it's December 2021, which is
wow.
Yeah.
Another year gone.
Another 30 freaking years gone. I don't know what happened, but we're in our 30s now, and it's just so crazy.
And at the beginning of our 30s, so that's very interesting. Just coming out of our 20s.
I know, that's a new chapter. But then a friend of mine just told me the other day, she's like, you're heading towards the 40 now. And I'm like, 40?
Why would she say that? No, it's all good. We should celebrate that.
It's all good. We are celebrating. I feel great. Don't you? Like at 30, I feel like you have the knowledge that you obviously didn't have the last 10 years. You kind of, in society, people see you as a grown-up finally and take you as a grown-up. You're not really the child anymore that's still trying. Or which is a lot of pressure too, because they're expecting you to be a grown-up as well. Obviously, you're 30, you better act that way.
Society, I think, in general, just expects, or we think, or maybe it just does expect a bit too much of yourself and of you. So definitely. I think it's all moving. Yeah.
But now we understand it. Now we learn, like at 20, you feel pressured by society because they're like, oh, you got to study. You might have to take a year off and travel. You got to make your first, get your experiences at a job and whatever. But at 30, you have hit that level where you're like, yes, obviously, maybe I want that. Or maybe like, I don't need to. You realize what you want and not, what the society tells you to.
Which is very exciting to figure that out. Also very scary. Because sometimes it just feels like time is running away.
Yeah, but every year. I feel like every year is just going fast.
Every year I think there's another year gone. Like, what
every
happened?
year is another year gone. What a surprise. I mean, it's so crazy. But that just makes you realize you got to appreciate the time that you have and make the most of it, obviously.
100%.
And
but
not
also
spend
don't
it
let yourself stress.
No, exactly. And
don't
that's actually perfect that you say that. It gives me the best example ever because, like I said, in our 30s, 20s, you're kind of always chasing the bigger picture. You kind of think you want to be someone that you might not ever be, or you think you have to be at this stage in your life.
I'm still thinking that.
Yeah, I mean, we all kind of still chasing maybe a bigger picture. I don't know, but I have a good example. I didn't think I would talk about my mom already in the first episode, but here we are. My mom is just a prime example. Hi, Mom. She is going to have a bachelor's degree next year, August, at the age of 52. So,
wow.
That's crazy. Like, we celebrate a queen like that. That's crazy. I'm very proud of her.
Amazing.
And that's just it's 50. I mean, you still got to work another 20 years. So might as well make the best of it.
I think it feels so far away thinking about
most out of it.
What are you going to do in 20 years? But then if you think about what you did in the last 20 years, you grew up.
We went to school together. You went to America for like an exchange year, which is crazy. Look at what you've done. We went to Australia. We moved to Australia, which is like, it's a big step. And it's something really crazy to think about. Like thinking back,
even if you didn't travel, I guess everything I think the last 20 years formed us. And now we're trying to deform ourselves again, though. All the habits.
Yeah,
all the habits that we had, So now we're trying to figure out why we are the way we are.
And we're very happy to take you guys on that journey because we're going to do that, obviously, on our podcast. And
that's that's our healing session.
It is. It
or
is.
We might make it our healing session.
We might it's our personal therapy session. We're glad if there's someone listening and maybe feels pity for us and gives it a like or subscribe.
If we go to therapy, and I should just say that it's totally okay if you go to therapy. I think everyone should go.
Definitely.
Everyone should go to therapy at least once a year. But if we ever go to therapy and they're like, how's it going? How's it been going the last few years?
Please watch the
podcast.
Here's our podcast.
Please watch it.
Yes, the podcast. Please watch episode number 5. You will understand. Call me when you're finished.
You will know it all.
You will know it all. But yeah, I totally agree. Like, you need to go to therapists or talk to people. And that's what we do. And that helps us a lot. And that's the main reason why we think a podcast would be so great for us, but as well as for listeners, because we do talk about everything. And I think sometimes people would appreciate some of the topics. And it would be everyday topics like, friendship, love, but like things like business, finance, investing, like all these things, like a 30 years millennial, or maybe even a 20-year-old, or maybe a child. Yes. I don't know, whoever. I mean, no, if you're a child, please stop listening to this podcast, because I cannot guarantee it's not PG friendly maybe at some point. So I don't want to do anything wrong and get like flagged by YouTube on the first episode.
Maybe you should let your kids listen to this.
Maybe,
so
I don't
know what's happening.
Yeah, maybe just to know what can happen. But yeah, so that's very interesting too. What else can they know? Should they know about us? I mean, about myself, I'm single. So I'm single since, oh God, nearly 2 years, which is crazy.
Why do you say, oh God, what's so... Oh,
no, it's nothing wrong. Okay. No, that's not what I mean. I'm celebrating being single, but more like it's already been 2 years. That's crazy. Like once again, time is running.
Goes fast.
2 years single, and I'm kind of, since 1.5 years, I think, diving into this whole online dating thing, which is quite...
How's that?
Wow, that could be a whole episode. I mean, it's very crazy. It's shallow, it's interesting, it's exciting, it's very superficial. Shallow. It is everything at once, and you don't know where to start. I mean, I think for some people it works. I know a lot of couples that actually got together through Tinder, Bumble, whatever, or got even married. I'm like, how are they going to do that? It's so hard for me. But like,
do we know how many tries they had now? Like how many dates
you never
did
know.
They have before? And were they looking for love?
I'd like to see statistics. Maybe we can do some research while we talk about it. But I'd like to see some statistics talking about how many matches end up getting married, or like how many takes it takes for the algorithm to, I don't know, share the one, like show you the one.
Oh,
what?
I got one here. In fact, the research claims that 30% of Tinder users are not. Oh, what? I don't understand. Are married. So.
What? So 30% of the Tinder users are in fact married and cheating on their partners?
Why another 12% are in a relationship?
Oh, so we're talking about the ones using the platform.
Okay, that's a whole different story that we have.
That's a whole different story.
30% of Tinder users that are... I hope that it just means that they're still married, but they are about to... Well, but...
That's very wishful thinking, Tina. Very wishful thinking. But to be honest, truth be told, a lot of people are just looking to... I heard that before, to check what they're worth on the market.
Another nice statistic here that says... Okay. Well, from February, but anyway... Tinder has 66 million users, of which 78% are men and 22% are women.
I can give you nice stats for that. I told you about that, Tina, the other day. So I'm using Tinder. I'm not a big fan, but I'm using it. And the other day I got a bit frustrated because I don't know if you guys use Tinder, but you have this little section telling you how many you do sometimes, checking your worth. Yeah, no, but like, I mean, our listeners or viewers.
Yes.
You got this little section that tells you how many people like you, and it stops at 99, so it tells you 99 plus. And it's frustrating because it could make things so much easier if you could see who's liking you, could speed up the whole process. So I paid like, I don't know, €3 or whatever to activate that like section to see who's liking me. The number was 5,800 something. I have
what
this
a number.
I know, it's crazy just to imagine what 5,000 people look like. It's crazy. And yes, I did scroll through all of them because I'm a desperate girl sometimes and I just want to meet someone. I'm actually not that desperate, but I'm joking. But it was a night where I was like, let me just check what's happening out there.
Let me just check out those 5,000.
Yeah, that's just it. Even the thought, you're scrolling through 5,000 people, 5,000 lives, and you just see flat images. What? It creeps me out. But anyways, I'm
trying not to be shallow, right?
Try not to be shallow, which is really hard if you on a platform like Tinder, Bumble, whatever. So I scrolled through all of them and I matched with 10 out of 5,000. What is that? 0.something% that I the rate of my matching success on Tinder, which is like,
that's crazy.
But actually, as we speak right now, I just got a match on Bumble. That's very funny.
Oh my God, check it out.
Yeah, I should check it out. But like now I'm recording with my phone because we are very professional. No, we're not. But
we're very professional.
I just got a notification saying you got a new match. Well, things are exciting. I mean,
but that's Bumble. And Bumble works a bit
Bumble, fun story about Bumble. So Bumble got created by one of the founders or co-founders of Tinder. So she kind of had like a bit of a, I don't know, disagreement with Tinder. I don't know exactly what happened. We will have to fact check it. But she thought like, you know what? I'm starting my own thing. And so she started Bumble. And Bumble, what's good about Bumble is you as the woman, you have to take the first step, which is hard. I mean, I gotta admit, I don't know how the guys do that. It's really tricky, like to be the one, you know, making the first step and trying to start a conversation. But on Bumble, you get 24 hours. After you have a match, you have 24 hours to make the first, like to start the conversation. And you as the woman have to do it. So it's very interesting. And it's a bit more selective, which I like. But I would like to know a story about the Tinder lady. But anyways.
Well, can we just celebrate the lady, the Bumble
itself,
Bumble
yes.
founder?
But
that
then
she
again,
also managed to get the company on the share market.
Yes.
Hello?
And then jumping from one of the biggest dating platforms and creating another one, which is just equally or maybe as close as successful. But then again, bit of criticism, as great as those apps might be to get connected, like they're obviously surviving through us paying to see the likes, paying to have like a premium subscription of some sort. So sometimes I'm wondering if those apps are actually created to help you find love or just make it even harder for you to find love, because the algorithm, you know, might not show you the ones you would actually want to see.
Someone who tried to sue, I'm not 100% sure, I should have checked. Tried to
someone
sue
who wanted to sue Tinder?
Because another dating app, because on purpose the algorithm didn't work. I don't know. But to get back, I think here it says 12% have gotten married or been in a committed relationship with someone they met through online dating.
I feel like we all know a couple that met through online dating. It's a new way of dating, which I get, but it's just
and during
tricky.
COVID, you had no other chance.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. It's really hard to do that, which I kind of enjoyed because it's a very fast environment. So usually people on dating apps are like, oh, they match with you and they wanna, what are you laughing about? What did you just read?
I just wanted to put into, my search engine Mansu's dating app to find out about it.
Yeah.
And then how your suggestions come up. Mansu's his parents for being born.
What? Can you please look that up?
Mansu's Red Bull for not getting wings. Mansu's himself and wins.
What?
And Mansu's wife after seeing her without makeup. F you, man.
I really like okay, I need to hear about those things. So
Red Bull, there was a $13 million lawsuit.
What?
And they agreed in 2014, Red Bull agrees to pay $15 million for falsely claiming. Wow. Anyway.
This is 100%. This is only happening in America, because in the US you can sue people for nothing. Was it in the US? Probably, most likely. That wouldn't happen in Europe.
No, I don't think so. I don't think you could.
So
I also feel like I don't know. No.
I mean, like, just to put it very easy, obviously Red Bull advertise. You drink the energy drink, you get wings. But every one of us knows, obviously, that's just, I don't know, not happening.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Wings?
Sorry, Tina, but I have to break it to you. You're not getting wings when you drink Red Bull. So
I realized that here in Australia, Aldi, or maybe they do that in Germany as well, I don't know. In their catalogs, their weekly catalogs, they put in, I don't know, plates and cups and dishes, or there's a new bed or whatever it is. And then on the dishes, they put fruit and vegetables, just for decoration. And then it says in there, and next to it in small, just like, comes without the fruit.
Yeah, because people will probably expect that there's a plate full of fruit coming. There's people like that out there, and I don't get it. Is there like a disclaimer on the IKEA catalog as well, when there's like a person on a bed, like a disclaimer, bed comes without the men? I mean, I would be disappointed, but is that what they're expecting?
Yeah, I don't know.
So please, like, so the guy sued Red Bull and he won?
Yeah, I think there's 2 lawsuits going on there. But I just checked for the dating website, a lawsuit, and it was just a man suing some dating company for not having enough women.
Yeah, that's just very... I think I read this too. But yeah, that's just crazy. Craziest lawsuits. That should be a whole episode where we just talk about the craziest lawsuit, because why is someone suing their parents for being born? Just... What was the other one? It was that very funny one.
Sues himself and wins?
Sues himself for what? And who is like, if you make this claim, who is like, okay, yes, let's go with that. It's so much money that is involved with the claim, with like,
so they
being sued.
Red Bull the first time did pay 14.8 million.
The first time? Are you telling me it happened multiple times?
Let me see. No.
Goodness gracious, that is incredible. People have just too much time.
No, sorry, that was the same lawsuit, but now here it says he got 13 million. Anyway,
interesting. Very, very interesting.
We're not fact checking anything here, so you know.
No, it's just like don't please take us don't take everything too serious that we're saying, but just a quick look up on Google, and that just very funny though. So good stats. So that's about me and all my dating. I think dating life, we probably will dive back on that too if anyone is interested, because it's quite interesting. Even though I'm a bit hesitant and slow on this whole thing because I'm a bit old school. So
but you're probably not the only one. So
definitely not.
I would be happy to hear.
And I actually read an article the other day saying that the majority of singles is very happy to be single because, it's not like back in the days where you had to be in a relationship to be somewhat acceptable in society. Once again, diving back to society, but singles are more happy. Like, it seems to be that way. Like I said, that's one of my...
Life seems to be a tiny bit easier.
It is, like, sometimes. Less compromises, obviously. Like, you can just do whatever you want. Doesn't mean that being in a relationship is not equally as nice, because it's very nice to have a partner. I usually think, like, most of the days I'm very happy with being single, but then there's days like Christmas, like weekends where it's sunny outside and you just want to go to the sea and like there's no one available because everyone is with their partner. Those days you're like, I wish I could do that too.
What do you do if you have a partner who doesn't like to celebrate Christmas, who's not in the spirit? Then you just...
that's
you're
another
equally
thing.
Sad, maybe even more annoyed because you and your partner don't share. But that's all right. I mean,
definitely. That's another part of it. That's why you can't say one or the other. I think both ways work pretty well. But apparently singles are happier now than they used to be back in the days, because society is accepting singles way more now than they did.
Well, thank you very much, society. You're finally in 2021.
Finally arrived in 2021. So,
well, actually... Oh, well, not all of society.
Not all of us slowly getting there, but like things are changing. So that's great. But that's about me and me being single. Tina, on the other hand, is in a happy relationship with her Italian pasta maker.
Yes. Sums up why I'm in a relationship with him, because he's an Italian pasta maker.
Exactly.
Right?
What would you want more? Great food all the time, at all times.
That's it.
Makes
it not very easy to...
You know what makes it not very easy to just fit. To stay fit? You mean like eating the pasta? Even though Italians are all freaking skinny. I've just been to, I don't know. I've just been to
the ones
Venice.
we've met, at least.
Well, I've been to Venice the other week actually.
I went to Venice the other day. Look at
lifestyle of the rich and the famous. I mean, I just...
in Europe where you get a flight for 30 euros to just...
That's the great pleasures of being in Europe. You know, you can just go and obviously...
Not Australia.
Yeah, Australia's a bit more tricky, but like within Europe, it's fine. Obviously, COVID-related issues are everywhere. But like anyways, I went to Venice and they're all skinny. I think I have not seen a single obese Italian, and I have no idea how they're doing that. They eat so much. They eat pasta for like as an entree, and then they have like a risotto, and then they have fish, and they have that, and that's a whole meal. Whereas we are like,
well, no pasta for dinner.
Yeah, that's probably it. No carbs for dinner.
And if you cook it al dente, then
digest it better.
Yes.
True.
That's what they say.
We probably should all live by that. But yeah, it's crazy.
But then crazy. Whatever you feel comfortable in, right?
That's true. We're not going to say that this is the way to live. Like, you got to be skinny. It's just interesting to see that they're eating so much pasta and like pasta everywhere and like stuff, and they're just so skinny. And they drink so much alcohol as well. And like Aperol everywhere, I feel like.
So then we should stop listening to whatever it says on magazines or on TV. We're like, oh my God, just cut the carbs.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Like, no, just cut the bad carbs.
Just cut the magazines. Honestly,
cut the magazines.
Cut the magazines. Like, honestly, like, yeah, I get it. Like, you should live a somewhat healthy lifestyle and not go like, maybe not go to McDonald's every day and just, you know, like obviously balance it. But, you know, who cares? If you want to have a Big Mac tomorrow, have a Big Mac. I mean, that's just your decision. But please be healthy. Like, make conscious. Cut the magazines. I'm honestly like, cut those magazines, cut those Instagram posts, those blog posts, cut them. It's not, you should be happy with yourself. And
yes, the ones that make you feel uncomfortable, not good in your skin, those ones you should probably cut out. Yes.
But it's a bit tricky though, if you think about us all being like on social media and Instagram, you know, like you
but then really it's so much easier to just swipe it away.
That's true, but then
it doesn't make you feel good.
That is very true. That's what we say, the two of us, because we are mentally able to do so. But I know a lot of people that do admit that they get affected by seeing one fitness influencer after another and just kind of compare themselves to that kind of standard. But I mean, please cut those Instagram profiles as well. Just not worth it, because cut them out because those girls don't look great as well every day. Like they might not always look like that. Another thing I read the other day, it's quite interesting. The things you learn on YouTube, I mean. But there was a girl and she is exactly. That's why we're here too. There's this girl, she was a fitness influencer in Germany, actually quite famous. She used to be that. Now she's not, she has stepped back a little. And she was like,
I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, I think Sophia Thiel. Yes. Very impressive story. But she talked about how she would take a whole year's worth of pictures on a one day where she felt great, where she looked her best. And she would take all these pictures and then use them throughout the whole year. So, you know, they have all their on and off days. They're not always looking this great. So cut those profiles, cut them.
Which
so if it's making you feel good and motivated to follow them, please do. But if you feel like it puts too much pressure on yourself,
cut them out.
Cut them out. Cut those, I don't want to say, cut them out. Just cut them out.
Cut them out.
Cut them out.
That's just... If they don't make you feel good. Same with people. They don't make you feel good, cut them out.
Cut them out, because once again...
Don't lose your job.
Well, yes. I mean, before you cut your job, please make sure you have another one. Don't cut everything out before thinking twice about it. But
an emergency fund at least, so just don't cut it off, please.
Don't cut it off. But then again, you know, time is running by fast, as we established already at the beginning. So make the most of it. Don't waste your time comparing yourself.
Is so precious now.
And it is so precious.
The older we get, we're still pretty young, we realize how precious it is. Who you want to spend your time with.
100%.
What you want to do, what you don't want to do. Time is very precious. I think
time is
been feeling that
very, very precious
lately. Yeah.
Yeah, and you got to just think twice about who you're spending your time with, what you're spending your time with. But we're still learning that too. It's not like we're not a channel where we want to preach and tell you all the things we know and we know best. Not at all. We're still learning too. And there's every day new situations where the both of us are like, okay, I need to change my behavior because none of us is perfect and we will never be perfect. I don't want to be perfect. I don't know
about you, Tina. But that's why we talk about it.
Yeah. No. I want to be perfect. So,
I am. What are you talking about?
Exactly. No, but it's a constant, you know, developing of our characters. So
I wish I would have that much confidence.
You are a very confident person. You are. It's just situations that might overwhelm you sometimes, where you think maybe too much about it.
I think, and I don't know, the thought, and I mean, hey, talk the thought, right?
Talk the thought, queen.
Today came that I feel like when we were children, most of us, we're super confident. Like when you're a child, you're just confident. Like you just have confidence in you. But the older you get, and it might be worse now with social media, even though a lot of people put themselves out there on social media. But anyway, I think we lose a bit of our confidence, of our healthy ego.
100%, yeah, I agree.
And then eventually trying to get it back.
Is it because as children, people just let us be children and it's not so much pressure on who you have to be? There's no big comparison because everyone is kind of on the same level. But then as you grow up, you have different interests, different life situation happens where you get affected. Maybe all of our paths, they start at the same starting point, but then obviously life happens and that could change you forever. So maybe that is what kind of, can shape you into who you are. I'm sure
there's plenty of people out there who are overconfident, which is fine. Good on you.
Yeah, good on you. Good on you. A little bit of confidence doesn't hurt. Actually, it just reminds me, that there's this new Spotify wrap-up thingy that happens every year and everyone posts it and it's like...
I hate it.
Yes, great. I want to see your 5,000 playlists you're listening to. Anyways, they have this new thing. I don't know if they had that yet last year, but it showed you your aura based on your songs.
It did this time as
Yes,
well,
it was amazing. You know what it said for me? And I felt like a queen, I gotta tell you. It said for me that my overall playlist is giving off an aura of confidence and empowerment. And I was like, wow.
So nice.
It does kind of reflect though. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt. It does kind of reflect.
No, sorry.
It does kind of reflect on how I felt this year. But what did it say for you? Did you check?
Mark, you've been through a bit as well. So I think, but yes, you've been very confident this year, which is great.
I had to, but it's just that comes with being single as well, because you do your own thing and it kind of empowers you a lot. Doesn't mean that you won't be as confident and empowered in a relationship, obviously, but it's sad if you don't. I feel empowered by your partner, but me myself, I just felt very empowered this year. But what did that aura thing say for you?
Wow, I should probably have to translate it from Italian into English.
Oh, true. Oh, no.
The problem is that if you let your partner listen...
What do you mean you don't have your own Spotify account? Please, Spotify, don't listen to this because we share accounts.
I do. Hi, sponsorship, thanks. Right?
Yes, right.
No, we do have I have a partner account with someone else, not cheating. But yeah, he uses my Spotify. And I think there was so many categories. Podcast, single, singer, whatever, band. I don't think any of it was my music.
Yeah. You just got Italian.
I thought I'm listening to music quite a lot, but in no freaking way was there anything of mine. And I was really sad, so now I hate it.
It was so funny for me too. I had the same issue when I used to share my account. I do share my account now too with my dad. So it was quite funny to see my review, and it said I'm a pop culture girl.
So wait, who has the confident aura? You or your dad?
I think because my dad is not listening as much, and it was only a few songs of his, usually mine.
What do you mean he's not listening to Little Mix?
Well, I don't know. He might, but he's more like 80s rock. And it was so funny when I saw my review, looking back on 2021, and it said Little Mix, Britney Spears, then an 80s rock band, bam, and then once again, Christina Aguilera, and all these pop culture queens, and my dad in the middle. It was very funny. It's okay.
But why do they do the wrap up at the beginning of December? I
don't get it. I might still
31
listen.
days to go.
Yeah, exactly.
And in that 1 month, I could pump so much Christmas music. It could be, at the end of the year, could be Mariah Carey, my number one artist.
But maybe that's why they don't do it. Maybe that's why they do it at the beginning of December, because they know everyone will listen to Christmas songs during December and then do it throughout the whole year. They're just not, who's listening to Christmas? Though I have a friend of mine who loves Christmas. She probably listened to it by September 1st, start to listen to Mariah Carey. You never know. But I think
look, in Australia, there's a lot of Christmas in July festivals. So.
That is so funny.
Oh, wow.
How is it anyways? Like, I remember being in Australia for Christmas where it's summer and you're in your flip-flops, thongs, wherever you want. I mean, for the US listeners, we're not wearing thongs as flip-flops, but wearing flip-flops and hot pants and just like going to the supermarket and listening to Wham! Last Christmas.
If they play it, because the other day on the radio, I think they had their listeners vote if they want to hear Christmas music or not. And they said no. And I'm like, wow, that is...
They don't want to listen to
children.
What? That's kind of
sad. Is it too commercialized?
Yeah.
Are we too commercialized when it comes to Christmas? I don't know, but I feel like, again, we didn't grow up in Australia. You know how it is.
That's true.
There's no Christmas feeling for me whatsoever. It's summer and Christmas are not on the same level.
Not after all these years. But I remember our first Christmas. It was kind of cool being on the beach.
It was fun, but I mean now.
Yeah, obviously not anymore, but...
You don't need that much chocolate. Like, it's just going to melt.
Yeah, I get it.
So, you're not going to have mulled wine, hot wine, because it's hot outside.
Yeah.
Then again, in Victoria the last couple of years, it wasn't that hot. So, yeah, you might have some mulled wine.
Yeah, that's a good point as well. It's a big misconception when you're not from Australia, but Victoria can get quite cold. And the both of us, we were quite naive, so to speak, coming to Australia thinking it's a very hot continent. There's like only hot places. And then we ended up on Phillip Island, which is this tiny, tiny island, just like at the bottom of Australia. And
it has penguins.
Penguins, that's quite cool.
Very famous for little...
The smallest penguins of the world, isn't it?
But the biggest penguin colony in the world, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, that's true. But it's freaking cold. I remember there was I used to work in a cafe and I would take my bike every morning, and there was July, which is the month of our birthdays. We're used to having summer birthdays. But now July, it's freaking cold. And I used to take my bike and I know that my ears were freezing, they were hurting, my hands, everything was just freezing. I'm like, I'm in Australia, what is happening? And it's
because you
degrees.
don't have gloves. You don't have...
No.
You might have a beanie. Of course you have a beanie, but it just...
You forget
it was very windy.
You forget the geometric, you forget the geographic position of Australia. Where we lived in Phillip Island, there was only Tasmania and then Antarctica coming. So if there's cold winds coming, it's freaking Arctic cold.
It's quite cold going into the water, isn't it?
It is very cold. So, and on opposite side, Christmas, you can have 30, 40 degrees Celsius. So
you never know.
Best of both worlds.
Woo! Yes. Global warming in there as well, but I do feel like it's actually getting colder here than warmer.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? It doesn't, but
it's more even I remember that just before I left Australia, there was a Scottish person I met, or a British, no, it was a Scottish person. I met her in a cafe, and it was one of those rainy, gloomy days in Victoria, if it rains, it rains. If it rains, it pours.
Yes.
Actually, it kind of applies on Victoria as well. It can rain for days. And this Scottish person came to me and she's like, I'm coming from a very rainy place and this is crazy. It is raining all the time. It's better weather in Scotland. I'm like, oh, wow. Yeah. Welcome to Victoria.
Why did we leave Germany to go to Australia? It's not for the weather. At least not in Victoria.
I don't even know why did we go to Australia? That's a question.
Yeah, tell me.
I can't remember.
Why did we go?
It was probably me,
it was
wasn't
your
it?
idea.
I feel like it was me coming up with it because I know I wanted to.
Yes, and I think you wanted to go with someone else, and I was just your second option. Hey, that's all right.
I don't really know what we were thinking, but it was great. I mean, we will have a whole episode on that. It's just not worth talking about that today because it's too much. There's so many stories. The funniest of my life, the hardest of my life, I feel like.
Yes.
Both of us had some really crazy experiences. Very funny ones as well. So very excited to dive in on that. But yeah, maybe we should wrap it up. And Tina, you got an idea to wrap up each episode from now on.
So I bought those cards here. Well, let me see. I think it's 100. It's 100 questions to help you live your best and bravest life.
Wow. And that's what we all want to do.
And we can talk about it. We can journal afterwards. What does it say? To help you and prompt you to live your best and bravest life. Each question has been thoughtfully created to help you dig deep, stay on purpose, back yourself, and be true to your ideas.
Wow.
So,
hit it.
100 questions means 100 episodes.
Well, better be. That would be 2 seasons if we aim to have 50 episodes a season. But, well, let's see.
I didn't look at any of them yet.
Okay.
So
we were not prepared. We have not prepared any answers. It's the first time we're hearing this too. So let's just see what's coming up. Excited. Ooh, play the drums. Play the drums. I'm so excited.
Well, how we... Okay, they're wrapped in...
Okay, they're wrapped. While Tina's unwrapping it, it's just a good idea, I think, or we both think, to have that question at the end. It's just like to all like have like a little bit of a manifestation, maybe minute, or just rethink how we're approaching life. And yeah, we're very excited to start this little game. You ready? You can shuffle them as well if you want to, but I don't think you need to.
If I shuffle them now, there's going to be 100 on the floor.
You're one of those people that cannot shuffle?
Wow. Have you ever shuffled round ones?
Oh, wow. No, I didn't know. I haven't. I don't know. For some reason, I did not think they were round, even though the packaging is like a cylinder. So I should have known better. But then I'm stupid, so.
Wow.
Not surprised.
I have a square box and a round pizza, so...
True. Anyway, look, Thank you for backing me up. And you know what? That's why you're my friend.
You're very welcome. Very welcome. I will always back you up. It doesn't matter if it's logical or not.
Thank you. You see? Perfect.
Well,
first question.
It's meant to be like this now.
First question.
Wait. Questions to help you live your best and bravest life. Questions.
Is that not a question? Oh, the answer's already.
It is. Today, find your voice and speak out for someone who can't do it for themselves.
Yeah, it's good.
Maybe that's our good deed.
Maybe that's the good deed for today. So please, when you listen to this, when you watch it, go out and help people. Go out and speak up where you have to speak up, because it's so important, you know. Didn't we all feel like sometimes a little lost and needed someone to back us up? It's very deep. Sure. It's very sad as well.
If you need us, call us.
If you need us, call us. We'll back you up. No, but I always feel like, and maybe it's me, it's for me easier to back someone up, like to help someone, to stand up for someone, than sometimes it is to stand up for yourself. Like it's easier.
Isn't that funny? Why is that? I'm totally the same, but why?
I don't know. Like maybe fear of reaction, which you don't feel, because if you step up for someone, it's not really you being affected this much than the person. I don't know. It's really interesting, but it is. I feel like that.
I stand up for you, but I have nothing to do with the reaction.
Exactly. You deal with the reaction. Not my problem. I'll back you up.
I stood up for you.
That's all I'm doing. No, but it's funny, huh? Aren't we? The both of us are like this. Like people come to us and ask for help, and we help. We help. Like we are one of those people that help everyone. I'm always giving like unsolicited. Sometimes it's unsolicited. Sometimes they're asked for, but I give them advices about everything I can. But then, do you ask for advice on your own? Not as much.
No, but I think we're currently learning that as well.
We're learning that.
Isn't that on our journey to ask for help.
So maybe this question, we should maybe take it apart and like say, obviously there's one point to it, like please help people, please stand up, but stand up for yourself as well and ask for help as well. That's it. Because no one can.
Because finding your voice is not necessarily finding your voice to speak up for someone else. It's finding the voice, first of all, for yourself.
Because no one can help you if you don't help yourself first, and if you don't ask for it. Of course, like, you know, you have those friends that just know. They know when there's something up, when they need to back you up. But then sometimes you just have to let them know. Speak about it.
Yeah.
Use the time you're having, because what did we say? Time is precious. Time goes by so fast. It's like...
I just wanted to say, don't speak up for someone who wouldn't speak up for you, but that's not right.
No, I don't think so.
I do it for you, you do it for me.
I disagree, yeah. But yeah, I know. I think
pick it apart.
Yeah. No. Fair enough. It's just a thought. It's definitely a thought, and we all had that. That's not a problem. But yeah, speak up for yourself.
That's why we're here, right?
Exactly.
It was just a thought.
We just talk the thought, and sometimes these thoughts might not be thought through. They just come out as we think them.
Definitely not.
Exactly. So sometimes it just happens, and that's fine because
that's how we learn.
We're not perfect. We don't want to be. We want to learn, and we will only learn. And sometimes that happens to me, and I know it happens to you too. Sometimes you learn when you say it, when you actually speak the words, and you kind of realize, okay, this is wrong. I shouldn't be saying this. It's not the right approach.
Yes. Or thinking this.
But you know what? I back you up, and I don't blame you. I don't shame you for saying something you don't mean this way, and it's fine. You're all learning, so I back you up. You have my back, Queen. So that's why.
Well, that's done. Speak up.
Speak up, people.
Pick up the card later.
Clean up later. Yeah, that's
100%.
100%. So yeah, that's it, I guess, for the first episode. I mean, we did quite well, didn't we? I think it was very exciting.
Oh, we might not upload this one first. Like, maybe we
see.
Upload all the other ones and then be like, what do you mean you never listened
behind the scenes material?
And then we just put it in.
Yes. Yeah, maybe. Maybe not, because, that's it. We're keeping it real. So that's episode number 1.
Learning to be more confident.
Learning to be more confident. Exactly.
And it's totally okay if you don't want to.
Be confident.
But here we are.
Yes, here we are. This is Talk the Thought, episode number 1. This is
with Cindy and Tina.
So see you guys next time.
Don't forget to drink your water.
Please. And help people. Help. And let yourself get the help. Okay, let's wrap it up. Bye.